How do I age well? It's something I often ponder on. My name's Rosaria Barretto, and I want to find out what it takes to live a healthy and happy life as we age. I'm a clinical exercise specialist, and for the past 5 years, I've worked with nearly 1,000 older adults, and as a result, have had the chance to talk to a diverse range of happy and healthy, and not so happy and healthy people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. And I want to know what it takes to be able to look back and confidently say, I lived an amazing life. Why not join me on this exploration on what it takes to live happily and healthily and learn how to age well? Today's episode is going to be talking about Tai Chi. I've only done Tai Chi once or twice, but I've heard and I've read about the huge impact and the importance that Tai Chi can have on later life, but also throughout life. So as we know, exercise greatly benefits our brain health, improving cognition, mood, reducing the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, reducing risk of falls, and all of the other good stuff that comes from exercise. But I want to talk about exercise from a very low impact approach. We understand that running and high intensity exercise is really good for us. We feel that instantly, but a lot of people are put off the idea of Tai Chi, including myself. I've done it a few times, haven't particularly enjoyed it, but I can see how there is this movement happening around people who do really love Tai Chi and Qigong. You know, I want to show some appreciation towards that and potentially open up our minds to why Tai Chi may benefit you, especially if you're not somebody who likes that high intensity exercise. So several new studies demonstrate the profound impact of exercise on various biological systems. And this can further explain and evidence the ability that it has to enhance health and fight disease. But today we're going to be focusing on that most recent research on how exercise can protect brain health as we age, specifically around Tai Chi and what it is and how it helps. So Tai Chi is a traditional Chinese practice that combines a series of slow movements and physical postures with meditation and controlled breathing. Its movements are designed to balance your body's energy. Many refer to Tai Chi as meditation in motion or moving meditation. So Tai Chi is low impact, as I mentioned before, and it doesn't require any special equipment. So it's really accessible. It can be practiced indoors and outdoors, and you can do it alone or in a group. You can even do it while sitting. But to see the biggest benefits, it's recommended to practice Tai Chi for an hour at a time, 2 or 3 days a week for at least 6 months. You have to stick with it for a while for you to be able to really understand and feel the impact that it's having on you. So Tai Chi not only helps with balance, breathing, and mental health, but it can also help you to maintain muscle health, mainly when it comes to flexibility and endurance. But it also conveys a variety of other health benefits. And these are 8 unexpected health benefits of Tai Chi. So, before we move on to the brain health focus side of this topic, we're going to look at these unexpected ways that Tai Chi can help. Now, Tai Chi has a very, very meditation-focused approach, but it can really help with falls prevention as well. So people who have practiced Tai Chi have up to 50% fewer falls than those who don't, according to a variety of large review studies. It's important because about 1 in 4 adults aged 65 and older fall every year, and this is the leading cause of injury death for older adults. And that's actually according to the Centre for Disease Control and Prevention. So falls often result in injuries that can really rob a person of their independence. I've recently seen 3 different people that have fallen in the past week, and aside from the physical impact it has had a huge effect on their confidence. And this can just spiral out of control to the point where people become agoraphobic, extremely sedentary, and their later years or their last few years of life are not spent happy. Other types of exercise have also been linked to falls prevention, but studies indicate that Tai Chi is particularly effective. For example, a 2018 JAMA internal medicine study demonstrated that 670 older adults randomly assigned to do Tai Chi for 6 months experienced 58% fewer falls compared to a group assigned to do stretching exercises, and 31% fewer falls compared with a group assigned to do combination regimen that included aerobic, strength training, balance, and flexibility. So when you do Tai Chi, you do stretch and you reach into different poses that challenge your strength and your balance. It's almost like falling every time you do a Tai Chi move and you're catching yourself. So the body learns how to be more stable across a broader range of instability. Number 2, now this is focused more on the mind, but Tai Chi can really impact the alertness of your mind. So the research indicates that Tai Chi can help with learning, memory, and other mental functions. For example, older adults who have already experienced cognitive issues show that Tai Chi has slowed the progression of dementia. A study that Ekstrom conducted demonstrated that people who practiced a simple form of Tai Chi twice a week for 6 months improved their score on a cognitive test by 1.5 points. If they added a cognitive challenge while practicing Tai Chi, such as counting backwards from 20 or spelling words backwards, their scores jumped up another 3 points. It may not sound like a big jump, but it does make a difference when it comes to later life. And if somebody tells you you've been diagnosed with dementia, you want to do anything you can to slow it down or reduce the likelihood of it developing into a much more serious disease. It's basically ultimately saying that it's equivalent of giving you 6 extra years of cognition. So that in itself is so potent. Number 3, we've got improved mental health and mood. So the deep breathing element and the meditative movements that are part of Tai Chi are believed to help clear the mind, relieve stress, and improve overall psychological well-being. The mindfulness part has people focused on body and breathing rather than everything else that's going on in life. So stress is reduced and the effects are incredible. Research also indicates that Tai Chi can help reduce symptoms of anxiety, depression, and mood disturbances, and also increase self-esteem. Number 4, we have lower blood pressure. Now, for those people who maybe are extremely overweight or a bit scared to start any exercise, Tai Chi is a great place to start. It's been shown to lower blood pressure, and also some research shows that it's better than antihypertensive drugs or even other types of exercise. A randomized controlled trial published in JAMA Open Network in 2024 assigned 342 people with pre-hypertension to 2 groups. One performed 4 sessions of Tai Chi each week. The other performed 4 sessions of aerobic exercise. And after a year, both groups had lower systolic blood pressure readings, but those in the Tai Chi group experienced a much bigger drop compared to the aerobic group. It's one of a leading health clinician mentioned that we have to use a lot of cardiology literature that used to say if you're going to do aerobic exercise, you want your heart to be a certain rate at a certain target level. But this is different. This is relaxing your heart rate. And that way you're making your blood pressure go down, and it makes your heart rate actually go down. So you're impacting your kind of pace of body, but also that will impact your cortisol and your other hormone levels. So aside from this, Tai Chi has also shown to lower cholesterol and inflammation levels. I think the inflammation side is very, very clear, and we could make those assumptions just based on the way in which Tai Chi works. Number 5, we've got pain relief. So again, a lot of people in later life struggle with high intensity exercise, basically because of their sedentary life. But Tai Chi is a great way to provide relief from different chronic pains, including osteoarthritis and fibromyalgia. And as many as 1 in 5 people in the US live with chronic pain that affects their daily life and activities. A review showed that people with knee osteoarthritis found that they had significantly less pain and better physical function after practicing Tai Chi. Another trial that compared Tai Chi to physical therapy found it was equally as effective for knee osteoarthritis, and that in the Tai Chi trial, participants reported a higher quality of life compared to those who did physical therapy. And then further to this, the American College of Rheumatology and Arthritis and the Arthritis Foundation strongly recommended Tai Chi for the management of both knee and hip arthritis. It just demonstrates the impact and the importance of Tai Chi and low intensity exercise and how it can impact a whole variety of long-term health conditions. We've got 2 more. Number 6, improved lung function. So breathing is so important and so undervalued. I often see people holding their breath when they're doing high intensity to moderate to high intensity exercise. But I feel like Tai Chi is a great way to retrain yourself how to breathe, because it allows you to move whilst you're engaging your deep abdominal areas. Breathing in can then help boost breathing efficiently and increase oxygen intake. So this is really beneficial for people with COPD and long COVID and asthma, because it improves the capacity of lung function and quality of life. And this is also backed up by 23 studies by the National Centre of Complementary and Integrative Health that stated that Tai Chi was better than no treatment, and it was better than breathing and walking exercises in some of the studies that the review did. Number 7, we've got 3 more, not 2 more, 3 more. Number 7, better sleep. A lot of people have different experiences with exercise and how it affects sleep. I know that if I exercise later in the day, my sleep is significantly impacted. If I exercise in the morning, oh my gosh, I've got the best sleep ever. But it can help you catch your sleep time at the right time, because routine is really important. And a lot of people in later life, around 30% of people, suffer with insomnia. And one systematic review of 9 randomized trials published in the Journal of Sleep Disorders and Therapy reported that 1.5 to 3 hours of Tai Chi per week significantly improved sleep quality and enhanced functional ability in older adults. People are affected. The study showed, it's really, really interesting. The study showed that people fell asleep 17 minutes sooner and slept 42 minutes longer after doing Tai Chi compared to those who didn't. Okay, our final one, number 8, boosts our immune system. Now, this is something that we can use throughout our whole life, because I feel like since COVID, everyone's immune systems have been significantly impacted. But if you don't want to get sick, I get really frustrated when I get unwell, or I constantly can't shake off a cold. But it appears that Tai Chi could be a help for this and support with in boosting your immune system to prevent illness. And the way that it does this is it increases the overall number of immune cells in your body, and that Tai Chi also helps to increase antibody levels after vaccination. Experts think that the boost happens because Tai Chi reduces the stress levels and improves sleep, which are 2 essential ingredients for a healthy immune system. So, just to summarize, we have got the impact of Tai Chi affects falls. One of the biggest killers, I think that the biggest killer of older people in the UK. I mean, that might be wrong. I need to check that. But I know it has a huge, huge impact on death and quality of life. We've also got a sharper mind. We all want to be better at thinking, I think pollution and distractions and social media and the busyness of life have really affected our brain health, which ultimately also impacts mood and mental health. We can lower blood pressure through Tai Chi. We can reduce pain. We can improve our lung function. We can get better sleep, which ultimately boosts our immune system. So maybe Tai Chi is something that we could try to help improve our health and boost the quality of life in later life. I hope that has given you a little bit of an insight into what Tai Chi is and how it can impact us. And I look forward to my next episode. So please make sure that you follow this podcast, How to Age Well, with me, Rosaria Barreto. And if you do have any requests of topic areas, please let me know and I'll look into recording on. My name's Rosaria Barreto, and thank you so much for listening to How to Age Well. If you've enjoyed the podcast, I'd really appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a review. Your feedback means so much and helps others to find out about how to age well.